Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be doing a get ready with me. I have never filmed one of these before, so I'm really excited to do this and share with you a couple of the products that I have been loving, that I use every single day, and a couple of new ones as well to test out for the first time. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, please keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing I like to do if I'm not going to do an overly glittery eye is prep my skin first and do my foundation and everything like that first, and then I'll get onto my eyes. So for that today we're going to be using the Porefessional by Benefit. I have used this for many years now and I actually really love it. I do find that as I'm getting older, I'm getting a lot more porous and around my chin and I'm obviously on my nose. So yes, I do really like this one to fill that in. And a new product that I've just been recently testing out is the Becca First Light Priming Filter. So I did mention, or I have mentioned in my previous videos, that I do like to do a bit of a priming cocktail, if you will. And this is, yeah, I'm really enjoying this combination. So this is in the travel size, and I actually picked up a it was like a Becca, you know, test me out, try me out travel kit. So this also came with the backlight priming filter. This is really lovely, particularly if you're after more of a dewier skin finish. It's quite like illuminating, so I do really quite like that one. And I also got the under eye primer, brightening primer as well. So it's a smaller size, as you can see, but I'm really enjoying this one. So let's get into it, shall we? So what I'm going to do first is I actually like to start off with the Becca first. So yes. So how have you guys been? What's been going on in your life? This is so weird. I've never done one of these. I think I've said that like twice now, haven't I? Yep, at least twice. I've just realised that I've started doing this without a mirror in front of me. That is hilarious. I might actually get a mirror. And then just taking my little finger, I'm going to apply the under eye brightening primer. So what about you guys? Do you like to do a bit of a cocktail yourself? A priming cocktail yourself? Is that how you get ready? I'm curious. Okay, so for concealer today, I'm going to be using the new Bye Bye Breakout by It Cosmetics. Now this is actually the full size of the bottle. This is not a sample or anything like that. This stuff is incredible. I love this so much. I have never really my life of woe. I've been very fortunate in the respect that I have never really suffered too badly or of acne very much at all. So every so often when I do get a pimple or a couple of spots on my face, usually it's quite bad. So I have found this to be an absolute godsend. Truly, the thing that is so remarkable about this is that it is a concealer, but it also has got properties that help to effectively treat the pimple, which is just so incredible. So It Cosmetics is an amazing brand, and yeah, I was really happy that I was able to find this one. So for those of you who are interested, this is not available in Australia yet. I'm not sure if this is a line that's actually going to come out here or not. There is quite a few It Cosmetic products that are out currently on the American market, possibly the European as well, that is just simply not available in Australia, which is really devastating. So I hope we get our act together quickly on that. But if you are interested, you can actually pick this one up from, where is it now? Where did I get it? Ulta. So, and if you weren't wondering how I got it shipped from Ulta, I do use a forwarding shipping service. If you're interested in that at all and would like to know a little bit more about how I get products shipped over from America, particularly from Ulta and say the American Sephora, leave me some comments down below and I'll be sure to make a video on it for you. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just going to apply it to the areas that it's needed, or that I feel it's needed, which is basically my entire chin. But the one thing about this one is it is really, really thick, and when it goes on, it sort of has a, it's like a cooling, I guess it's like a cooling effect is the best way that you can explain it. You can definitely tell that there is something in there that's, you know, meant to be helping with getting rid of any nasties that you might have underneath. So just using a beauty blender, I'm just going to go ahead and buff that into the skin. Okay, so for foundation today, we are going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is in the shade Porcelain. Now I'm going to mix this on my mixing palette, but I think what we might do, just because I want it's a little bit cooler today, we're still in summer here in Australia, and I'm kind of wanting a little bit more of a luminescent sort of look to my skin. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pair this with the Cover FX Custom Enhancer drops in the shade, I think this is Celestial. So what I'm going to do is I'm just on my Scott Barnes, this is incredible by the way, so who got me onto this? Tarte. I will link her channel in my description box down below. She is an incredible YouTuber that I have watched for so many years. She's American and she just does some fantastic reviews. I do think that she's very, very honest, so I love to watch her. She does boast quite a lot about Scott Barnes. Now he is JLo's makeup artist. He has a range of products himself. One of them is obviously this glass palette, and he does what has he got that I saw on the site, foundation. So one of the things for me is that to get things shipped from America is quite costly, and of course there's the conversion rate. So for something like foundation, that's just one of those things that I want to be really, really sure that it's the right shade for me before I go ahead and commit to purchasing. So that being said, I'm not completely sure about purchasing any of his foundation as of yet. Maybe in the future I definitely would like to, but for right now I just can't justify the cost at this stage. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Born This Way, a couple of squirts on the, oh my gosh, I'm running out, a few squirts on the palette, and I'm just going to mix in about 1 drop of the Cover FX. Just like that. And I'm going to mix that right in. Very professionally, using the back of one of my brushes, because that's how we do it here. All right. Now, one of the things that, I don't know about you guys, but because you can obviously tell by looking at my skin, I am quite freckly, and I always struggle with not working out, but effectively discovering my true undertone. So, you know, I have been matched with pink undertones. I have been matched with yellow undertones. It just depends, honestly, on the makeup artist that I'm seeing at the store for the day as to what they want to do. And I struggle so much because I don't, like, tell me, do you guys find that whenever you go into like a Sephora or a Becca or an Ulta or whatever beauty store that you purchase your products from, that, you know, you'll put the foundation on, it'll look amazing in the store, and then you'll walk out and you'll go, put it on at home and go, oh my goodness, what have I just purchased? I don't know about you, but it happens to me, or it used to happen to me quite a lot. And, you know, it's, yeah, it's so frustrating. when that happens, because particularly here in Australia, and I think I've mentioned this before, you know, you can't just go ahead and return makeup here like you can in the States. They just have a really strict policy on it over here, and yeah, so you really want to be sure that you've made the right choice before you go ahead and commit to buying. Particularly when, you know, and depending on what kind of foundation you're using, like a Marc Jacobs foundation as an example, you're going to splurge almost 80 Australian dollars on that one. So, you know, yeah, you really want to make sure that you're getting the right shade. Now, one of the things as well that I find is that my neck is, and I mean, you know, this isn't just me, I think this is just about everybody out there. The colour of my neck to the colour of my face is completely different. And, you know, one of the ways, or certainly back in the day, how I'd always think to, you know, correct that would be to completely blend all the foundation down to make it look like it, you know, completely matches and everything like that. But what you'll see today, and what I'm going to do a little bit later on, is I'm actually going to blend in some bronzer. And I find that if I connect my neck to my jawline with the whatever contour bronzing or whatever contour colour or whatever bronzing colour I'm going to be using for the day, it actually evens itself out really, really nicely. So yes, that's what I'm going to do in a moment. And I don't know if you can see this, guys, but right here, there's a little bit of redness. That's because I was attacked last night by a mosquito. It was so bad. I reckon it would have been maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know if you've ever experienced this where you're half asleep and you can actually hear the mosquito in your ear. The worst. It is the worst thing ever. So yes, that's what happened to me last night. Fun times. Fun times. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with how this is all looking at the moment. I feel like we're quite blended out. And the one thing I like about this particular foundation as well is the fact that it is not full coverage. Like it's medium. I actually, well, for me personally, I think it's medium to light. I don't think it's overly dramatic. And you don't really, I don't think you really want that for daytime either. You know, that's it. And you know, like, it's funny, that's the other thing I struggle with is full coverage foundations. I think I own one, and I own one, and it's the Urban Decay All Nighter one, and unfortunately it's in a shade that's slightly too light for me. But the reason why I think I struggle so much with them is because I am naturally so freckly. So the second that you go into a full coverage foundation, it removes all your freckles, and I always feel strange. Like I almost feel, I don't know, it's strange. I feel like I look completely different without them. Not that I don't like it, but I struggle with, you know, is this the right color? Have I matched myself right? Because it totally just changes the look of my skin completely. So I'm just gonna pop that over here. Okay, so for concealer, I'm sure this is going to be a shock to you all. I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape. This is just one of the best concealers. I am actually really excited to try. I would like to purchase the new Urban Decay All Nighter concealer. Now that hasn't been released in Australia yet. I'm not too sure when that will be getting released. Hopefully not too long. But yeah, I would definitely like to give that a go because I've heard that it is very, very similar consistency to the Shape Tape, so it would be nice to give that a go. And my goodness, hasn't there been a little bit of drama with Tarte of late? My lord. Yeah, just so bad. You know, I think in this day and age, companies just need to be, you know, extremely inclusive, and if they're not, people just aren't going to tolerate it, which is great. That's exactly that is the attitude you should always have, you know. You need to be inclusive of all, not some. So I do just like, I'm going to take this, as you can see, up over my eye. So I'm going to use that as my eye primer today, and I will set that with powder very shortly. Okay, so I'm just going to set everything in. I'm not going to do a cream contour or anything like that today. So I'm just going to set everything in with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Really love this powder. Like, this powder is just the best in my opinion. It is just so good. So, so good. I know I've heard some really great things about the Tarte, no, not the Tarte, the Too Faced Born This Way powder as well. I've heard it's really, really good to set your under eye and bake with. So I would definitely like to give that a try in the future. Let me know down below if you actually own that and the product and if you like it. Love to know. And I'm just going to, so guys, all the areas on my face that I find where my makeup breaks down the most through the day, I do just like to bake a little bit extra with. So I will do my nose, I will do my chin, and I will typically do my forehead as well. So using the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil, and I'm going to be using it in the shade number 3. Oh yeah, I definitely need to get these waxed. Good Lord. Now I quite like to go to the Benefit booths to get these, to get my eyebrows waxed. I think the ladies there just do a fantastic job. I typically go to the ones at Maya. Sometimes I'll go to the Sephora one, but normally I end up going to the Maya ones. The one, you know, I love that saying about eyebrows and what is it, how does it go? They're not twins, they're sisters. In my case, my eyebrows are not twins, they are not sisters, they are more like cousins. This eye shape and this eyebrow is actually very, very different to this one. I have a lot more, I have a lot more space, I should say, between my lid and eyebrow on this side, and you'll also see that this side, my eyebrow is actually a lot thicker compared to this side, where I have a shorter distance between my lid and my eyebrow is actually thinner. So there you go. That's always fun to deal with on a daily basis. So yeah, just gonna finish grooming that through. And what I love to finish off with is the 3D brow tones. Brow tones, yes. And I'm using this in the shade number 2. Instead of using like a brow gel or anything like that, I really, really like, oh, I guess this is like a brow gel. It just doesn't set as much as what a brow gel would do, or normally does, I find. But I really like it because it is coloured. And I am very, very, very fortunate in the respect that I do have rather bushy, thick eyebrows. So, you know, if you're in a rush and don't have too much time to do your makeup, sometimes I find just running this through your brows makes the world of difference. It certainly does to me. So I'm very lucky that I can do that. Yeah, there. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to scoot you in a little bit closer so you can see how I do my eyes. And what we're going to be using today, or playing with today, is one of the new Colorpop eyeshadow palettes, and it's called the Element of Surprise. When I say new, oh gosh, Colourpop's been bringing out so many products in the last 3 months. It's been insane. So this now would be, I think, maybe at least 3 to 4 months old. This one is, I believe, at least, maybe less. Anyway, this is what she looks like right here. Really, really beautiful colors. The one thing I love about Colourpop is definitely for people who live in America, it is extremely affordable. And even when you look at the conversion rate for Australia and getting it shipped over here, it is actually still very, very affordable, you know, if you compare it to, say, going down to, say, Priceline as an example. Colourpop is still very, very affordable to us who live in Oz, which is just really great, I think. So what I'm going to do is just scoot you in first, didn't I? I'd say that. Oh, that's interesting. Oh yeah, we're nice and close, aren't we? Good Lord. So we're going to start off using this colour right here. So So then we're going to jump into this one right here, and this is called Details. Really nice, like terracotta-y colour. I'm just going to pop that right on the corners here and blend that out. So just jumping straight back into Labyrinth. So I'm going to use some Too Faced glitter glue now. My finger, apply that to the lid. We're going to jump straight into Opulent right here. Definitely use some MAC Fix Plus, but I like to spray it when I've got the shadow actually on the brush before. So rather than spray the brush and jump straight into the shadow, I prefer to pick the shadow up onto the brush and then spray some Fix Plus on here. Okay, so we are going to jump straight back into Late Night. And to highlight my inner corner, I'm just going to use the shade Rayon. This one right here. So for liner today, I'm just going to use the Kat Von D tattoo liner in the shade Trooper. So I'm just going to finish this eye look off with some mascara. So going in with two today, I'm going to be using the Voluminous Lash Paradise by Loreal. This one right here. And also my Roller Lash by Benefit. So grabbing my, I love this brush, this is by IT Cosmetics, it is an Ulta exclusive. It's just their powder face brush, I really like it. I'm just going to go in with some Urban Decay Velvetizer powder now. So I know originally I did use the Laura Mercier, I really like that powder to bake. This is the powder I like to set everything else in and wipe my bake away effectively. It's just so good. So this powder is just incredible. You can mix it into your foundation to give it just, and it changes the effect of your foundation completely. Or you can use it just how I am right now and just literally use it to set your face. It's just incredible. And any product I find that you put on top of this powder just sets beautifully. What contour do we want to use today? The Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And I'm going to go in with, I want something quite shadow play, which is this middle one right here. And this is just on a Morphe brush. I used, I watched Nikki tutorials using this brush ages ago in her videos, and it is just so good for contour. I love it. I'm then going to also grab another Morphe brush. This is the MO, and using the same colour, just gonna contour my nose. Now to bronze everything up a little bit, and again, because we're in summer, I don't mind using a bronzer that has a little bit of shimmer to it. So we are going to go in with the Hourglass Ambient palette and I'm going to be using the shade Luminous Bronze Light. If I can find my bronzing brush. This one is by Benefit. I think it's their Hula brush. I love this for all over face bronze. It's just so good. And I love this bronzer as well by Hourglass. It's just so beautiful, and it really does bring some light to the face, I find. So I'm just going to drag that bronzer down a little bit onto my neck, to what I was saying before, and just even out my skin tone. Not very much, just a little bit. Last thing you want is to use, you know, too much. And so when you're happy with that, I'm also going to use the blush that's in this palette. Now, this one here was a Mecca Maxima exclusive. So for those of you who are not Australian, Mecca Maxima was what we had before we had Sephora. So this is in an exclusive to them. This is in the shade Mecca Birthday Glow. However, I am quite sure that this would have been released somewhere else in the world under a different name. I'm sure that would be the case. But I just really love it because it's this beautiful, peachy, summery sort of colour that is just, I feel so beautiful on the skin, and I think will complement the eye look really nicely that we've done today. I'm actually, for lips, I'll do that first. I'm going to use the It Cosmetics, what was this called again? Buttery Gloss in Pretty in Pink. How could I forget? This was really, I got this in the Beautylish Lucky bag for 2018. This is a really, really lovely gloss. It's light, it doesn't feel weird, you know, like sticky and strange. It just feels really natural. And I really quite like the colour. Yep, pretty happy with that. Now, again, back to my original problem, highlight. Today we are going to use the Jaclyn Hill Becca palette, and we are going to use the colour Champagne Pop. This is such a beautiful highlight, and it's now no longer limited edition, so you can buy it just on its own, and it's just so gorgeous on the skin. I love highlighting. Okay, so we are there, guys. We are done. I'm going to set this with my absolute favorite setting spray in the whole world, Skindinavia. I have only just recently I've only recently just tried this, and I have just instantaneously fallen in love. So this is the Makeup Finishing Spray. I like to use a lot because I don't want anything to move throughout the whole day. And take my beautiful headband off now. And that's it, guys. We are done. Whew. Look at this hair. So by done, I mean, well, with the face anyway. I'm gonna have to go sort this whole mop out. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more from me, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, guys. I hope you have a great afternoon, day, night, wherever you may be. And I will catch you all on the next one. Bye, guys.